Welcome to Tough Talk Media, where real conversations shape real impact. Join us as we dig deeper into thought-provoking perspectives that challenge, inform, and inspire action. Subscribe today and be part of the conversation.
I don't believe there is a coup, but when there's a plan for a coup, but you see a report that some houses are being raided. There's a quick action a few days after the rumor came out. There are stories about people being arrested and being kept and being investigated. And these are pointers to the fact that we are in interesting times. And you see just how many countries of Africa that have now been taken over by military boys. The question is that what can we do to ensure that what has become a dissenting voice or alleged coup, the question that we need to answer is why has there not been a clear communication to that effect? The military has spoken, but the leadership, political leadership of the country seem to have been silent about it.
I must confess this. This is about the most professional handling I've seen of crisis in Nigeria. You must give it to the military. The way this has been handled, I don't think you want them to come out and say there's a coup d'etat, and I'll explain why. Imagine the international community screaming headline, Nigeria, you should know what that would do to your investors, know what that would do to the international communities and all that. So I think it may be very, okay for them not to come out to state this, but handling this professionally. However, what we must also warn is the fact that we shouldn't have a system. Of course, I think by the way they have handled this very cleverly, we are not likely to see a situation where this becomes petty and politicized at the end of the day. But truly, I do not think they've handled this wrongly.
So the big question here is that this new service chief that we've seen being screened today, can they deliver, or how would you say they can handle the situation? These are already tense anyway. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of distrust here and there. And those who say the manner in which Tinubu did it, a lot of people were not aware that there's going to be a change in the guard, in the military top brass. It has happened. It's a master stroke, and the manner in which no rumor about it, it just happened. We woke up to it and it has happened. The manner in which it doesn't look like the presidency or the leadership of the country is being jittery about it. But the bigger question is, how do they then go forward in
who told you they were not jittery? Who told you that?
Well, maybe they didn't show it.
Of course. That is part of the element of leadership. That they've done perfectly well. But here's the truth. The dimension I think I was scared of is the fact that you have some people who are already saying, oh, this is not true. Maybe they staged this to get out some people. You wonder, the former service chiefs were chiefs, sitting chiefs. So how can you bring a rumor of coup to take them out? I don't think that is healthy for the polity. That again shows the kind of division you have in the polity. See, let me take you back to the First Republic. When you had the First Republic truncated, what do you think happened? What did they give as a reasons? They gave three things. They gave first corruption. They gave I think the second thing was nepotism, and the third was ethnic rivalry. If you look at today's Nigeria, all of those factors, in fact, are not just there, but they are deeper than they were in those days, and that is why you see the kind of dissenting. Not just the voices you're seeing in the polity, where the people are not even believing the government to say truly these happen. So I think ultimately we must find a way to restore the confidence of the people in the government.
Kolawole Johnson is a political policy and governance analyst and is thinking with us on the state of our nation, especially the dynamics of the new service chiefs that have come into play and how that affects our democracy. Our final question to wrap up now is on whether or not the actors within the political landscape are sensitive enough to the situation in the country, whether there are in fact internal political sanity, and whether or not the political class is sensitive enough. What do you think is going on?
I think the answer will be no, obviously, because you have the facts there on the table and they're everywhere on the street. And this should be a call on our political actors to please be sensitive, because you can provoke the impossible, as a matter of fact. And each time you see us having this intervention, you will see all of these factors, mentioned. They are always there. So I think, number one, the political actors must start promoting internal democracy. Number two, actors must ensure that governance is centered around the people. Number three, you must ensure that every institution of this country is not just meant to be relevant, but you carry them along and ensure that there is this sense of belonging. Then the cry, of marginalization must be checked. You mustn't leave any part of the country to feel they are not part of you. I think it is in our culture, each time someone gets there, you want to put everything in your domain. That should change. We must checkmate that. We can no longer afford that in the present dispensation. Things are different. The division is just there. And I think the government, said something at the beginning of the year that they were going to go for a drive for unity in the country. I've not seen that. There's a need to go for orientation, to get the people together. See, the line of division, they are no longer lines. They are now, gulf. Yeah. They are there. So we need to ensure that we bring the people together. That is very important.
Johnson,
we can do that.
Political and policy governance analyst. Thanks so much indeed for your time today.
Thank you. But you put me on the hot seat. It's a very sensitive time.
I know it is very sensitive. That's our show for tonight, everyone. And thanks for watching. I'm sure Kimale. Good night.
Stay informed, stay inspired, stay tuned to Tough Talk Media, where real conversations shape real impact. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Thanks for watching.